Here we go, guys. Friday the 20th, looking at the daily chart of the natural gas futures. A lot of people posting up charts and videos regarding natural gas. So let's break it down and see what we come up with. And basically, we're looking at a potential, it's not confirmed yet, possible oversold bounce rally in the natural gas futures. So let's go to the weekly chart and kind of break down where we came from, where we are, and what could possibly happen. So we were in this kind of quasi head and shoulders pattern with a 36% measured move. We definitely over exceeded that. And now we're under the 200, which is very bearish on the weekly chart. However, we are getting a little support in a breakout up and over this high pivot zone from November of 2020. Okay. And your answers to potential safety nets, bounce zones, support areas on a chart, whether it's a 2-minute chart or in this case a weekly chart, is always going to be on the left side. And let me tell you what other people are not going to tell you. Okay, there's three major areas that price is going to find support, period, in a conversation. Number one is a previous higher low pivot. That's your highest odds formation of these three. Next is going to be a moving average, and then third is going to be a fib line. Okay, now the more of those factors you have in one area or one zone, the higher the odds, higher probability that you're going to catch that higher low pivot support area for a reversal. Okay, and right now we're looking at a high pivot, so we have one factor, and previous to that, I don't know, a long time ago, that's what's kind of funny, these charts, it's kind of like looking up your, what am I thinking, your Google past searches and stuff. On the charts, you can see, your past, thought patterns, what you were thinking, and how and why it worked out. But anyway, we're sitting here right on top of that area. Then we had institutions come here on this candle on the in June of 2021, and definitely did the breakout here out of that consolidation pattern. And let's go to the next theory. And that's going to be our fib line. So we're going to take the very low here where it all started to the high. And as you can see, price came down. I mean, we didn't hit it, but came down pretty low into that 0.618 fib. Okay. And a lot of times you don't need to necessarily hit it, as a lot of these trend lines, moving averages, high and low pivots, kind of like the ropes on a boxing ring, they can give a little bit. And because a lot of times you're not going to hit them right to the penny, but if you can get in that range, then a lot of times it'll work. Your thesis will work out and you'll be correct. So that's what we're looking at here, and that's why that red dashed line was there from way back when we did this head and shoulders pattern up there. So anyway, what we would want to do, bottom line, we want a clearing candle, takeout candle, meeting one that shows a true reversal here. And then we're going to the 3-day chart. Every candle's 3 days of price action. We don't really see it there. Then we go to the daily, and we might have it here today. Okay, so we have potentially two factors. If you have two or more factors, you have an 83 to 87% probability odds that price will run in the direction that you believe it will, based on those two factors. Okay, number one, this is a reference point, the blue dash line from our weekly chart that we're over that previous high pivot resistance zone, which possibly now can be support, but we need this candle to close first for confirmation. And then we have a spinning top indices and doji candle here, red. But it looks like we're going to be clearing it out and closing potentially above the close of that candle and obviously the close of this candle. So that again, raises your odds, raises your probability that we could get, a push up and out of here. But before you make any move, you scale in. We don't go all in. We scale in, scale out, just like the institutions do. You need to have your stop loss, okay? And that's for another video, but that's very important to already have that either mentally or physically on typed into your exchange what you're willing to risk, your risk capital there. And as you can see, as we go back, we don't really have any of those confirmation breakout candles. Okay, we have green candles here, but nothing took out the previous candle. Kind of an inside bar here. We call that a 2 up, 1 down. As soon as you pass the low pivot there, you go short. Rest is history. This stuff is very, very simple. What we teach and how we do it, it's just not easy. Okay, it needs to be pointed out to you, and practice, drill, rehearse, that sort of deal. Just like how you learned any other skill. And a lot of people want to make it sound real complicated and hard. And if you don't know what you're doing, it can become that. But that's why we go over this stuff quite frequently in our Patreon members group. But as you can see, we're sliding down. Let me go to the hourly here. Of course, it's going to move from time to time. We're on a strong time count. As you can see, these green candles hitting a high pivot over here on the left-hand side. See right through there. Let's make that red for resistance. And yeah, so we're maybe pulling back. That's why I said we need to wait until the daily closes or gets, fairly close to it to see if this is a head fake. And then we got to pick up, come Monday, next week to see what's going to happen. Or if we just pull back into here, let me show you what I'm talking about. A high, a low, 1, 2, 3, have this low pivot here, higher low there, and go. And then, not to give away the whole, deal, but, or to bore you to death, but we run up here, the more shallow the pullback, and then, reversal, obviously, the higher the odds, higher probability, you will break out hard to the upside, okay? And, I know that just kind of obvious, but the deeper you go, the lower the odds, the lower the probability that you're going to be able to come up and take out just this previous high here. We still got this one as well to take out to get the party started, so to speak, okay? So anyway, don't want to drag this on, don't want to bore you too much, but appreciate you watching the video. Give us a follow on Twitter, and let's make 2023 a great year.